Hello traders, I'm super excited to share yet another updated release of one of our indicators. This one is, I think it's actually one of the first weird named ones we had. It should be called Multi-Timeframe Moving Average Levels. But when you look at it on TradingView, I think it's called Multi-Timeframe EMA Levels. Because they don't actually allow us to change the name of it after it's been released. So anyway, I've updated it here within the indicator, and the purpose of this indicator is to show you two moving average levels that you care about across multiple time frames. This is something that I noticed a lot of traders in the community that I'm in do, is they use the EMA 12 and the EMA 26 on any given time frame to sort of look for supports and resistances. And they do a lot of, they'll be here on the 5-minute chart. Say they're just looking at the chart like this, and they'll be here on the 5-minute chart looking at these two EMAs, and then they'll be like, I wonder what it is on the 15. So they'll go up here to the 15, wait for it to load, look at these EMAs there and see where price is relative to that. They'll do the same on the hourly and see where the hourly one is, and all the way up through whatever time frames they care about. And what I found was it's helpful to sometimes just be able to see where those levels are, even when you're not on that time frame. So, for example, I might be looking for a 15-minute higher low, and I want to see a hold of 15-minute support. So I can go into this indicator and change this to 15 minutes, the second one here. And then here now I can see the 5-minute EMA 12 and 26 and the 15-minute EMA 12 and 26, and where that support is going to line up on this stock that I'm currently trading. This is super handy, and it has all the same updates that I just gave to the RSI levels indicator, the multi-timeframe RSI levels. So if you go into the settings here, you choose the type of moving average, simple or exponential moving average. You choose how you want the labels to appear. That's these things here, and you can have them like these classic TradingView labels, or you can switch to plain text. And you'll see that update here. There they go. Or if you don't like the labels, you can just select none and they will go away completely, and you can just know that they are what they are. You have some other options here for them. Let's say we put it back to label. You can change the text size to different things. You can move them out. This setting here allows you to move them a certain number of candles to the right. So if you wanted them really far away from price, you could change that value and they'll get shoved out there. I'm just going to leave it at 2 though. And then the moving average length. So you can decide what of the two moving averages that you care about on each time frame, what do you want those lengths to be? Maybe you trade the 5 and 20 length moving averages, or maybe you trade the 20 and the 50 or whatever. So you can change those here and they'll be updated there. So let's say we only cared about the 5 and the 20. You could do that here and it'll update here and it'll show you in the labels what it did. So yeah, EMA 5, EMA 20. So whatever you want. And then down here below, you can choose up to 4 different time frames that you want to view. And I've got 2 on by default. The first one is the charts time frame. So it'll just show you the MAs on that chart. And we're currently on the 5, so that's what it's showing you. And then you can define, right now by default, I say the hour, but you could make these whatever you want them to be from these drop downs. Say make that the 15 and maybe make this the hour and have the daily also. And turn all those on. And there you go. You can see all the different moving averages are showing up for you to see. And finally, you can choose the session that it uses to calculate the time frames. This is important because if you go to a higher time frame, it will still show you all of these moving averages. So let's say I went up to the daily time frame. You'll notice that even though they're all clustered together, you still can see all of the different moving averages that we had chosen, right? And so you can, if you do that, if you go to the daily time frame and above, by default, TradingView will start to gather data on the lower time frame moving averages based on the regular session only. So if you're looking for a 15-minute, here, let's just do this. I'll hide that and just keep the 15-minute one on. So now we're on the daily time frame looking at 15-minute EMAs, right? And if you want to get an accurate read on those values, like the 26 EMA is going to read back 26 15-minute bars. And given where you are currently in the day, that may go into the pre-market. And so if you use pre-market for trading, you don't want it to default to using the regular session. So with this setting, which we set to extended by default, for those lower time frames, it's going to use the extended session to calculate these moving averages. If you only trade with the regular session, you can just change that here. And that's it. It's got a ton of updates over the last version. Most of all, it's got a bunch of code improvements and performance improvements, so it should load faster than it did before. And now with this new session setting, it'll actually definitely give you the correct values as it did before. It does show you the lower time frame values, which it didn't do before. And I hope you love using it.